Hi besties, in this video I'm going to show you how I'm going to paint my kitchen. So last year I redid this side of my kitchen. I painted some of the cabinets that I had. The only new one that I did purchase was the one on the sink because that one was falling apart. So I took that one out, built a new pantry, and painted the cabinets on this side. It's finally time to focus on this side of my kitchen and I'm really excited. I'm gonna be spraying all of my cabinets, including the inside. And on this side of my kitchen, I did use a roller. So I will tell you guys if I notice any type of difference. The cabinets on this side look great though, you guys. They have not chipped or anything like that. I'll give you guys a close-up of those as well. But either way, I think it's gonna look great. I haven't noticed anything wrong with rolling them because I didn't have the sprayer last year. So I'll give you guys an update at the end and let you guys know what I think. I'm gonna start off by cleaning the cabinets. I'm gonna be using the Dawn Power Wash. This thing is amazing on taking grease off of pots and pans. So I'm gonna use this because my cabinets are greasy, like around the stove. So I'm gonna focus on cleaning them first. And I also have the Dawn Platinum. In case I feel like they need a little bit more cleaning, I'll just mix this with some water and clean it with a sponge. The Dawn Power Wash, I am going to be using these attachments that I purchased on Amazon. They connect to your drill. They're just these yellow like brushes. I think this is like a medium bristle. They're not too hard. I can't remember. I've had these for a while. I do use these in the shower to clean the shower because it's all tile and I just don't like scrubbing a lot. So I purchased these. It makes it a lot easier on me. I love these attachments, but I will leave these in the description down below if you guys want to check them out. I think they were like $8 or $10. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a while and you can tell that they're still really nice and hard. And I think I've had them for about 1 year. And I use this like on the corners, just like a little smaller brush. You can see that my cabinet has this deep scratch right here. I am gonna sand it down a little bit to make it feel smooth because to the touch, it does feel like I can feel the scratch right here. So I am going to be sanding that down. And right here, you can see that all of this is down to the particle board right here already. So I'm gonna sand it slightly just so it can have a little bit of a smoother finish. I want to show you how the cabinets look before I paint them. You can see that around the knobs, a lot of the MDF is exposed already. So you're going to see at the end how they come out. They look great at the end. You just have to do a little bit of sanding. You can see that some of them have some deep scratches. I started by removing the cabinet doors so I can lay them flat and I can clean them really well. I started by cleaning the cabinet doors with the big brush, so like that I can clean the top and the sides really well. But then I used the smaller brush to clean as well on the inside of the cabinet on those edges so I can get all of the grease out of there, and it worked so well. Before wiping the cabinet down with the cloth, I did go back with my fingers and just made sure that there was no greasy spots. So if there was, I would just put a little bit of more Dawn Power Wash on it and scrub it a little bit more. But other than that, the Dawn Power Wash works so well on all of the cabinets. I just cleaned down one of the cabinets and I want to show you guys how dirty they are. Look at this towel. Look how dirty the cabinets are. You don't really see it and notice it when they're up, but you guys, this is so dirty. I highly recommend cleaning your cabinets down before painting. You don't want any of that grease or dirt coming through your paint, especially if you paint your cabinets white. That would mess up your whole work. So take that additional step and go ahead and clean your cabinets down, even if it's just with some dish soap and a sponge. The thing that took the longest was the prep work, removing everything out of the cabinets, taking off all of the peel and stick that the bottom cabinets had. The bottom cabinets had a lot of stains on them, so I sprayed them twice, and my son ended up rolling them twice as well, just so it can cover up all of those stains with the Zinzer Primer. Everything that I needed for my kitchen makeover, I purchased it at Home Depot. A couple of things that you will also need is a mask, some glasses, and also some blue tape. If you're going to be rolling your cabinets, you won't need like the filters, the paper, or the plastic. I decided to paint the inside of my cabinets with the spray gun, so that's why I purchased everything I needed so it wouldn't get on the walls or on the floors either. These two drawers are the only ones that I'm going to cover. I didn't want to get any paint inside of here since the drawer was going to cover it and you weren't going to really see the inside after that. So I decided not to waste paint here and go ahead and cover them instead. I ended up using 2 gallons of the Zinzer Primer because my bottom cabinets were so stained. So I did have to purchase another gallon of Zinzer Primer, and I used about half of it, so I would recommend, if you do have a lot of stains, to prime them really well before actually adding your paint. One tip that I would give you guys is, if you're going to be taping everything down with paper like this, is to use a lot of tape. I didn't do such a great job on my taping, and at the end, you guys, it was a disaster. I didn't remember how much air comes out of the spray machine, so this was my second time using it, but it throws a lot of air out. The paper was moving and the plastic was like going all over the place, and it didn't help that while my kids would like come in through the side to use like the laundry or get things out of the refrigerator, so that made it a lot harder. It took me 1 full week to complete all of this, so you can imagine the big disaster I had here in my kitchen. Everything was all over the place. We had to use paper plates, utensils, cups, all of that, because there was no way I was going to be washing dishes during this whole process. I would end my nights like about 1 or 2 in the morning because I'm crazy, and I'm really not that kind of person that goes to sleep early anyways. I'm kind of a night owl, so it didn't bother me that I was up that late, but the disaster I had was driving me crazy by the end of the week. This is another area that I should have taped a lot better, you guys, because with all of the going back and forth from the living room to the laundry room, opening up the refrigerator, you don't know how many times the plastic fell off. Oh my gosh, it was driving me crazy. I would have to fix it every time my kids would come to the kitchen. We live here, you guys. It's really hard for us not to be going back and forth into the refrigerator. My kids are always going into the fridge or the pantry, so I just had to fix it. But you can see that a lot of work went into prepping the whole kitchen. The painting part was actually pretty easy with the spray gun, so I would recommend using one if you guys have one or if you're interested in purchasing one. I love my spray gun. I highly recommend to use one if you have the option to use one, but rolling it is fine as well, you guys. I didn't notice that much of a difference on the other side of my cabinets. They both look great, so either way will work, but for me I prefer using the spray gun because I already have it. But if you guys don't have one, don't worry about it, just go for it, roll them, they come out just as nice. I started by using the Zinzer Primer. I had this gallon from last year and I decided to use it as my first coat. I knew that a lot of it was going to go down on the bottom cabinets and the inside of the cabinets because you can see that it had a lot of stains, and I'm really glad that I used it. I started out by testing out the spray here on the side of the cabinet. I wasn't too sure what direction the nozzle goes, so I decided to use it here at first so I can test it out. But you can see that it was coming out a little bit patchy. I started off by using the smaller tank, but on the top cabinets I ended up switching to the bigger tank because I had such a hard time painting the inside of the cabinets. The bigger tank does throw out more paint. I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like it's for bigger projects, but for the inside of the cabinets, I should have really used the bigger tank on the bottom ones as well. I think it would have made a big difference and I wouldn't have had to give it so many coats and rolled it twice. So keep that in mind if you have deep cabinets like mine. The only trouble that I had was having the machine inside of the cabinet. That was the hardest part because you can see that the machine is pretty big, so keep that in mind. But I would recommend just rolling the inside, you guys. I think I would have saved so much time. I was getting frustrated because I couldn't get the paint to come out how I wanted it inside of the cabinet, especially with the wallpaper. That was driving me crazy. You can already see how beautiful it's looking just with the first coat of Zinzer Primer. I ended up giving the cabinets 2 coats of the Zinzer Primer and 3 coats of the paint, and I also gave it 3 coats of the polyurethane. Here you can see that I'm using the bigger tank on the top cabinets, and it made such a difference. The paint would come out so nicely. And I do recommend using your glasses, you guys, because you can see that a lot of paint would come out of the inside of the cabinets. And at the end, my glasses would be so full of paint. I'm glad that I was using them. And not only that, I wear contacts, so it would make my eyes so dry. So I highly recommend using your glasses. While painting, I noticed that my sprayer kept getting clogged at the tip and it would throw out the paint like very patchy. So from time to time, I would have to clean it. So you can see here that I wiped it down with a paper towel. I was just using my hand, but you guys, the tip would get so hot. I think it was because I was using the machine for so long that the air would be so hot, the tip would be so hot. So I highly recommend using a paper towel. Here's the kitchen. I gave it 2 coats of the Zinzer Primer and 3 coats of the Sprayer paint. And now I'm gonna give it 3 coats of the polyurethane. But look how beautiful it looks. It looks so nice. I'm so happy. Adding the polyurethane was the easiest part of the entire project. It went by so fast. I did thin coats. I didn't want to do a thick coat and have it drip because it's really watery. So I decided to do thin coats, and I did 3 total. I did follow the directions on the paint and the primer and the polyurethane on the drying time. I don't remember if it was 1 hour for each coat. I can't remember, you guys. My gallons got paint all over them, so I can't go and read them right now for you guys. But I want to say it was an hour of drying time before you can reapply. And I did follow the directions on that as well. Now on to painting the doors. I started by painting the backs of the doors because it was going to be the first coat and I wasn't too sure how it was going to come out. So I ended up doing the same process, 2 coats of the Zinzer, 3 coats of the Sprayer paint, and 3 coats of the polyurethane. I did sand in between each coat just because I had a lot of parts on the cabinet doors that you can see the MDF coming through, and if I didn't sand, you guys, it would have looked horrible. But you guys will see that if you guys sand them down just a little bit with the 200 grit sandpaper, it makes such a difference on the paint job. I was originally going to set up a tent outside of my house so I can spray the cabinets outside all at once. But you guys, I tried setting up the plastic outside and it was so windy outside. I couldn't even put the plastic up. That's how bad the wind was. So I decided to paint them in my kitchen. I ended up covering the bottom cabinets because I didn't want more paint to get on them, since at this point I had already put the poly on them. On these clips, you can't see that I have the plastic on because these were the first cabinet doors that I painted. But as I was painting them on, I think it was on the second coat, I added the plastic, but I don't show that part. So just so you guys know, I did cover the bottom cabinets because I didn't want paint getting on those, since I was already done with painting all of the cabinets and I was working on the doors at this point. Here you can see the damage of the MDF that was on the cabinet, but just with a little bit of sanding, you guys, we will be able to fix that. So that was the first light coat on the cabinet door. So I ended up giving it another light coat, and you guys will see the difference right here. You can still kind of see it, but we will be sanding it down once it dries. I used a 200 grit sanding block to sand them down, and then I would use my spray machine with the air on only so I could get all of the sand off of it. So here I am giving it another coat, and you guys will see how nice it looks. You can kind of see it slightly right there, but tomorrow I will sand that down. And I purchased new hardware and knobs on Amazon. I think the box of hardware cost me $20. I purchased it last year, you guys. This is when I thought I was going to paint my kitchen, so I was just saving them. But I think the price went up on them. I can't remember. I looked them up, and I want to say they were like $27 or $30 now, but I think I got them on one of those days when they were on sale. So if you guys are interested in them, I will leave them linked down below for you. Right before hanging the cabinets, I gave them another light sand, so they were so smooth to the touch. I highly recommend giving them a light sanding when you guys are all finished. Here's the big mess that I have from removing everything from the cabinets. I did have a little kitchen set up right here with the air fryer. That's basically how we were heating up food, was in the air fryer. And my living room was also a mess with more dishes. Before putting everything back, I am gonna go through everything here just to make sure that I want to keep everything, because my cabinets were so full that I couldn't even find sometimes what I was looking for. I would have to take everything out, and I really don't want to do that anymore. Big reveal of my kitchen, guys. I think it looks so beautiful. I'm so happy that I painted it. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, but I think it looks beautiful. And I did hang my shelves back up. I was thinking of putting my decor up already, but I think I'm gonna put in the backsplash. I just think it looks so beautiful. Look how nice it looks. I'm gonna do a before and after for you guys right now so you guys can see. I do have to go back to Home Depot though, because I didn't cover up this part up here, and you can see that it's white on the bottom right here. So I have to go buy some more paint. I needed it anyways because Over here in my dining area, I have to paint some spots right there too. And I am gonna be putting the crown molding. I already purchased that. I just need to find some time to do that. But that's gonna be coming up as well. And when I took out the other crown molding, it kind of, chipped the wall right there. So that's why that looks like that over there. And I think the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm hoping maybe like in a month or two, is purchase a new stove. Because you can see how nice it looks with the stainless steel. It just looks so beautiful. Like I can't get enough of my kitchen and how it looks on this area up here, but then you see the stove and it's ugly. I don't like it. I don't want it anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a new stove already. It's time. One thing I want to do as well is paint my countertops. I decided I want to paint them, so that's gonna be coming up soon as well. And then once that's all done, oh my gosh, I'll show you guys the process of that too. But I'm really excited. Look how ugly like the counters look now. They kind of look like, I don't know, like a beige. I don't know. I just don't like it. I feel like if I paint them, they'll look a lot nicer. So I'm really excited to paint them. I just have to do some touch-ups. And you guys over here, let me show you guys. I had a problem. So when we took these cabinets down, I noticed that there was 2 different sets of holes for the doors. So when I went to go put them back up, I couldn't remember what set was for what, so I didn't fill them yet. So you can see that over here way in the corner right here, these holes I didn't use, so I do have to fill these. So I'm gonna be doing that, the one up there as well. Let's see if it'll, yep, right there. And then over here, I wasn't sure which one it was, so I actually put it in the screw, and then I realized it was too tall for it, like it was too high. And then so my cabinets, you guys, are not like straight. I don't know how to fix this. I already tried like loosening it, didn't work, so I'm not really sure what to do about it. And then I have to do a touch-up right here. I think there was a piece of tape right here that was like blocking from me painting right here. So when I took off all of the tape, I noticed that there was like this little piece right there that I need to touch up. But other than that, the cabinets look great, you guys. They look so nice. This one was the one that was the worst. Do you guys remember how ugly it was right here? You can kind of still see it. Like if you look very closely and stare at it for a while, you can see right there that it looks a little ugly, but I don't mind it. It looks great to me. Like, who's gonna be staring at the cabinets that much anyways? You can see all of the other ones. The doors look amazing. Let me show you guys. They look great. I was kind of worried because a lot of them had a lot of part of like the wood part that came off, and it was the MDF was exposed. And especially down here on the bottom, you can kind of see like right here, all of this was like MDF that was exposed, but I sanded it down. They're like really nice and smooth. So this is the best that I could get them. So I'm really happy with them. You can't even tell that they were in really bad condition. I just think they look beautiful, you guys. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so happy with how it came out. I want to thank you for watching this video of me painting my kitchen cabinets. I think they look beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, besties.